Good day, everybody. Hello, how is it going? I am Physic, and you are here now listening to my podcast, The Phizcast, to which I welcome you back once more. I apologize today if I sound yucky, gross, nasty, ew, because I am, in fact, a little bit under the weather. And it's entirely due to allergies, I guarantee it. It's the beginning of spring, Everything's going to be springy again, and that means pollen's in the air. Woohoo! And you know what that pollen means? It means that everyone is going to be sick permanently for the next 3 or 4 months. Woohoo! Yeah. All right. I was never allergic to anything. I still really am not, but these allergies, man, they get me. And I apologize again if there's a lot of the in this episode too. I know this is meant to be sort of a chill sort of session thing, but when I'm saying, I don't even know if I should be recording right now, but I hope so. I hope it's all right. If it's not all right, let me know, and I will not do this again. I just have to compensate. I have to overcompensate for it by talking about something so incredibly interesting that you're just captivated and you completely ignore my voice, which is not exactly the goal generally for this cast, Phizcast podcast talk session, etc. But let's just jump into it. So, talent and how that works. Talent is weird. Like, isn't it just really strange that literally some people are just born able to do things? Their brains are just wired. Their voices are wired, legs wired, arms wired, you know, everything like that. They're just wired to be able to do things better than others just by default. I mean, obviously, there's the whole hard work aspect, which outshines talent immensely. But, like, it's so strange to me. Just you pop out and you're built to do something. You're actually just built different. And I. It doesn't exactly blow my mind because I'm lacking in talent. There are definitely things I'm talented in. But like it just the whole process, the whole like object of that just is so intriguing that it's crazy to me. I just can't wrap my head around the fact that literally you're just without any practice, without any previous experience, tutorials, nothing, you're able to go out and do something amazingly. I more or less acquaint this mostly to singing. Singing is very, very talent based. Um, I think it fluctuates wildly based on the level of talent because music and singing is not music. Singing specifically is very hard as one of those things to work hard at and get better. Because sometimes there's just people with better voices than you, and that's it. That's just the whole story. They sing better because they were built to. Like, how does that work? I don't understand. But it's so cool at the same time. At the same time, it's so neat that like you don't have to put any work into something in the beginning to be able to excel in it. Now, obviously, the further and further you get along into a field where your talent is applicable, you need to work harder and harder to compensate for the lack of work in the beginning. Otherwise, you'll fall behind, and that's a lot of things that some people don't get. At the school I go to, there's a lot of talented people, but there's a lot of people that also just don't want to put in the work because they're carried by their talent. And it's unfortunate because they're going to get what's coming to them, most likely, and find out that it's going to hit you like a brick wall, man. You're going to finally go out there one day and just realize that your talent means nothing because there are talented people who also work incredibly hard to get better. And that's terrifying as a combination. Someone with a motivation to get better and the head start that talent already gave them. Now, I don't have too many astonishing examples, but um, quite the contrary to what is uh, what talent where talent can carry you in singing is where talent can't carry you as nearly as far, and that is also related to music, but that's instrument playing an instrument. It is it is nigh impossible to just pick up something and play it perfectly, and just as opposed to, like, you hear some of these really young people out here singing with amazing voices, but like, and it's just like that just happens. It's natural. You sing for no reason just because it's fun, but you don't really have the access to just randomly grab an instrument and play it unless you're in one of those like super musical households, which you can do that. In which case, power to you. But like, I very rarely do I find examples of people who can just sit down first time at a piano or sit down first time at a guitar or a trumpet or a cello or anything like that, a arpeggio, if you will, and just go off, like some people can with singing. I hope that was a good stopping point, because my brother walked in and I have no idea where I was. Uh, I know what I was talking about, but I have no idea. I wish I had my old studio back so bad. It's not even a studio, it's just a different room in this house, but I can't get it back for reasons that I can't go into right now because it wouldn't make any sense or it's too long of a story. Anyway, um, back to what I was saying. Talent is something wacky wild. For real. It uh People often also beat themselves up over the fact that they aren't as talented as someone else. That is something you are absolutely incapable of controlling, is your level of talent. What you are capable of controlling is how good you are at something by working at it. But don't beat yourself up if someone else simply does something better than you for the first time. That's just a matter of natural ability. Uh, and it's okay to not have as much of that as someone else, because if you want to stick to it in the long run, um, you will end up becoming much, much better. Like drawing as well. Drawing is something that takes so much work to be good at. It is crazy. It is amazing. I am astonished by artists who spend days and days working at something, meticulously crafting pieces of artwork that just end up just gorgeous. It's amazing. I love looking at art, and I have a newfound appreciation for it since I've started drawing, with just how much detail is put into something. And I've started noticing it not only on things that are explicitly art, like, Twitter posts or whatever, but game art as well, game design, and or just like covers of books or movie thumbnails, anything like that that I see is drawn. I'm just astonished at the level of detail and the commitment to making sure that even the parts that no one will look at are beautiful. And because I rarely spend more than 3 hours on a drawing, like, more often than not, my drawings end up being done or finished in 2 or 3 hours. I think the longest amount of time I spent on a single drawing, a single piece of art, was some 4 or 5 hours. Barely that, even accumulatively. And that, in all of that, wasn't even spent drawing specifically. It's just amazing. And the level of talent there is crazy too. I'm not a particularly talented artist. Um, there are certain things that I do that I shock myself, which I think is really fun to experience. And if there's something that you don't think you're good at, that you don't think you have any sort of talent in, try something else about it. Go at it in a different way, and you'll find yourself very surprised at what you're capable of doing most of the time. It's if you just go at it a different way, in an unorthodox way, then you'll find that it opens up your perspective and your ability to it. Anyway, but the level of talent is absolutely doesn't even hold a candle to the level of hard work when it comes to, art or music or basketball or any sort of athleticism or, even writing scripts, English, writing books. All of that is hard work. And even if it's not like as physically hard as you might think it is, or something that might if your definition of hard work is, 8 hours a day in a field in 100-degree heat, it's always different. And I suppose that just depends. I don't know how to end this, but it's been 10 minutes. I appreciate you tuning in very much. Go out and surprise yourself. Take a new look at something you don't think you are good at, and you'll find that maybe you are good at it after all. You just weren't thinking about it the right way. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.